Hey friends, how are you? Hope you're well and you're having a good day. Um, yeah, I've only been up for about an hour. So I've not totally come to yet, but hey ho, that's the way it goes. Anyway, welcome to the latest episode of my a book and a bake series. I hope you're going to enjoy it. I hadn't honestly been thinking of doing one this month because I was like, oh, nothing at the moment is like inspiring anything. And then I read this book and I'm like, right, okay, I know what I'm going to do. So it's not exactly rushed, but I've got kind of 2 days left of January to get this up and out. So the book that I want to talk to you about today is called Seaside Friends by Nellie Brooks. This was one that has been on my Kindle for a while, and as you know, I'm trying to read off my Kindle and read, books that I've had for a while. And then I sort of read this one and thought, oh, that sounds actually really quite fun. And I thought, yeah, this is what I'm going to read. So we meet Mela, and at the beginning of the book, she's a child. She's a wee girl, and she's in Bay Harbour with her mother, and her mum has this lovely blue house by the sea, and Mela is playing with her best friend Amelia, and we sort of get a wee snippet of them playing together as children. And then we fast forward till Mela is an adult. I think she's probably in her 40s. And she's with her husband and something happens and she decides, stuff this. I'm going back to Bay Harbour. I want to go to my mum's cottage. And she does. And she discovers that the cottage has not been kept up in the way that she thought it would have been, possibly. She thought there'd be some wear and tear, but not as much as there was. And she ends up having to go and stay in the town motel and books in for 7 nights. And she is collected from her mum's hotel by Peter, who owns the motel, and she discovers that he is actually the brother of one of her male best friends from school. And she also had I think when she was a teenager, she quite liked Peter, and something had happened like at one of his brother's party that cemented their friendship, as it were. So she's staying in the motel, and she goes back to her mum's house the next day and decides, right, I'm going to do some cleaning here, etc. And she gets all the supplies that she needs, and she starts working, and she's in Bay Harbour for a couple of days. And her husband eventually phones her and goes, "Where are you?" sort of thing. And she had actually so said to him where she was going. And he sends her daughter down to basically bring her back home for a specific reason. So we have that part, and then we fast forward again, sort of about maybe a month or a bit, and she's back, and she's decided she's going to live in the house, and she's discovered that there's a lady in the motel who is living there because her house is at the edge of like a sand dune or in the town, and there's a landslide, and it's not safe for her to go back into her house. And one of the things that Mela has found in her mum's home was her mum's diary. And she's been reading through that, and the lady Sunny, who is in the room next door in the motel, actually knew Mela's mum and knew Mela as a child. So we have this interconnection. And we also have, we then have other members of Mela's family coming, like her daughter Kimmy has come down again. There's also Mela's assistant PA, or she was her PA, but when Mela walked away for whatever reasons, the assistant is a friend, but she's now in Bay Harbour as well. And we find out more about Mella's life as a child in Bay Harbour. We see her beginning to plan to do things and what she wants to do with the house and everything like that. I loved seeing her reconnect with Amelia and their friendship. It was just so nice, and the fact that they could both help each other in many ways and could, that they managed to pick up their friendship. Although it had been X number of years since they'd seen each other, they still picked up their friendship, and it was getting stronger, which was really nice to see. I loved Sunny, I have to say. Sunny was just a wonderful character who, doesn't want to be a burden to anybody, but wants to make the most of life, etc. She has a few health issues, so that was lovely to see. Amelia is who has inspired this bake, because she made whatever I'm going to make in the next part of the video. One day I thought, ooh, and there'd been a magazine that I got at Christmas that had a recipe for, and I'm like, oh right, okay. But Amelia loves to cook and she loves to bake, and some of the, part of me was like, oh, could you put some recipes at the back? That'd have been great. She had a really nice pasta dish, and I'm like, oh, that sounds so delicious. So, I like that aspect of it as well. The town seemed really nice. Excuse me. And I just really liked, it was almost like a comfort read. And it was just exactly what I needed, and I just loved it. This is the first in a quartet. I had never heard of this author before, and I'll be reading more of this series. And she has she's another couple, as far as I'm aware, as well, that if I keep enjoying that, I will obviously go on and read. But if you're looking for a nice, cozy, could I call it a beach read? You possibly could be a beach read, because it is sort of set, I would think, like summertime. I would definitely give it a go, friends, because it was just so beautiful. I read it in, like, if I put all my reading time together, I read it in a day, because it grabbed me so much. So that was the book. I hope that you have enjoyed this re-review of it. I don't want to give too much away, because I don't think that's fair. But let's scoot over now and we'll see what I'm going to bake. Hey, well, welcome to the bake part of this video. Sorry, I'm looking rough. I'm just very tired today, but never mind. I'm baking something I've never made before. This is going to be my first attempt at cinnamon rolls. Never made them, so I've never used an enriched dough before, so this is going to be something new. So let's flip you around and I'll tell you what I'm doing. Well, that works really well. So in here I've got milk and butter, which I'm melting and just until warm, and then they don't want it boiling, so I'm going to just turn it down really, really low so the butter melts. And then I've already weighed out my flour, my yeast, I've got my sugar and my salt there. So I will just follow the instructions. If you're wondering, I got my recipe from the Simple Things December magazine, and that's the recipe I'm going to be using. So as I say, never made this before. I think it's going to be interesting. So as I do each step, I will take you along in the process, but as I'm just letting this melt nice and gently until just warm, not boiling, allowed to cool to around 43 degrees. Unfortunately, I don't have a cooking thermometer, so I'm just going to have to try and work that one out, but I'm sure I'll work something out, but we'll see what happens. I knew we'd one of these kitchen thermometers. Dad remembered what it was. So at the moment I'm just sitting in the pot. I'm just letting it cool, and I need to kind of let it cool to that kind of almost that first little black line. See the big dark one? So I need to kind of cool to about there, but it'll get there. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm now getting everything measured to make a normal loaf of bread. So yeah, fun and games in the kitchen today. Okay, the milk and butter mixture has cooled, so I'm just going to pour it into this bowl, because that's what I'm supposed to do. And then I sprinkle over the yeast and let this activate for 10 minutes. So there we go, that's the yeast all sprinkled over. And I will set the pinger for 10 minutes. Okay, hopefully that's the yeast sort of started to activate. I don't know what's supposed to happen, but hey ho. So I now add the sugar and the salt, and then mix in the flour. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but I'll try and sort of see what I can do. I'm going to add the sugar and the salt first, and then we'll get on to mixing the rest. Okay, that's the sugar and the salt now gone in, and I'm just using a wooden spoon to stir it, and then I'm going to put in a little bit of, she said just putting topping the whole thing over. Right, I'm going to just stir in a little bit of the flour, and then just keep going like that so that it just starts to form a dough. It's not bad. Right. I'm going to use both hands because if I don't, this is going to cowp over. Okay, I now have to knead the dough for a wee while, and then put it back into the bowl. Again, I'm going to need both hands to do this, so I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so the dough has been kneaded. I'm just putting it in here in an oiled bowl. I'm going to cover it in cling film, and then it rises for an hour. So we'll see what it looks like after an hour. So I have my filling already. I've got melted butter. It's supposed to be all cranberries, but I don't have any, so I'm using craisins. So I've got cranberries and raisins. I've got my sugar. I've got my cinnamon. I've got more cranberries and raisins there just in case I decided not to, don't think there's enough. I have my pan now. I decided not to butter it. I've actually lined it. So I've done that. Now let's see how this baby's got. Ooh, look how well this has risen. Now that I am really pleased with. I didn't think it was going to rise that amount. So very, very happy with this. So what I need to do now is roll the dough out on a floured surface into a thin rectangle. Wish me luck with this, guys. I've never done anything like this before, so we're about to see what happens. So I'll maybe try and see if I can switch over to. There we go. You see me on. Yes, I'm still wearing my Christmas pinny, but hey ho. Right, my surface is all floured, and we now. See, if I put it there, you're going to be able to see what I'm doing. That's coming. So it looks nice and airy, I have to say. So I'm going to just put some flour on my rolling pin, and then I'm just going to start rolling it out. Oh, it feels lovely and pillowy. You don't actually see what I'm doing, or am I just... It's supposed to be a rectangle. I'm going to wait. I think I'm not going to film this because... Okay, that's what I've got so far, but once it's ready, I'll let you see it. I called in reinforcements. Mum's far better at rolling out than I am. Mine, instead of looking like a rectangle, looked like a otangle. A otangle, there you go. That's the word I'm going to call it. So hopefully this is now going to be ready in a minute from once Mum, I think she can do one more roll, and then we'll start brushing with the butter, which will be good. And she's gonna. I know there's a trick that Paul Hollywood said about tacking the dough to the board. So Mum's gonna show me what to do. At least I think I know what to do, but I'd rather. I spent so much time making this dough, that I wanted this to work. I don't want this to not work. So I think that's, do you think that's thin enough, or do you want to give it another wee roll? You want to give it another wee roll. There we go. Right, okay, so do we lift it again a wee bit, or do we leave it where it is? So which side do I tack?
What have you to do?
I now have to brush that with melted butter, sprinkle with sugar, cinnamon and cranberries, then tightly roll the dough up into a long roll. So it looks like I'm going to be rolling from one of those ends, yeah?
to you in many ways.
Mhm.
You can
I think I'm going to
roll from here up the way.
because I've got to get 12 out of this. So it has to be that end.
You mean roll
Yeah,
it that way?
yeah.
Well, hang on.
Oh, Ma, you going to switch it around?
Mm-hmm.
Ma's going to switch it around. Okay, so we've got it there. And then, do we do that tacky thing?
Just in a minute or two.
Or she's going to roll it again?
Just try and level it out.
I've seen I know that Pioneer Woman also tacks. So
you're rolling that way.
I'm going to roll that way. So I tack it here, do I?
There's no point, that's the bit you're lifting.
Alright, so I tack it there.
Tack it up there.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Because I would roll away from me.
Oh, you are rolling
yeah.
away from you, so there's no point in tacking the bit beside you, is
So
it?
I just do that. Okay, so just do that, tack it down, and then I'll start spreading. Okay, so I'm going to spread this with my melted butter. I'm going to use one of these little handy dandy tools. Okay, that's it coated with butter. There's still some butter left, and then I'm supposed to melt another 2 tablespoons for the actual top of it. I'm not going to bother, friends. I am going to just use what I have left. So I now sprinkle with my sugar cinnamon mixture. So I have 50 grams of sugar and some tablespoon of cinnamon. So I'm just going to have fun and sprinkle across here. Oh, look at that. I'm going to need both hands, folks. So I'll see you in a wee while. And that's it sprinkled with all its gloriousness. And then I now sprinkle my cranberries and raisins over the top. So I think I'm going to end up using more. Do you know that, friends? I think I'm going to be using the rest of my little package because I don't think this is all that much, if I'm honest. You definitely want some. You know, in each bite, you definitely want some dried fruit. So I will consult the gourmet, see what Ma says. But I suspect that we will be adding more fruit to this. So as I say, I'm going to go and grab her and see if we can make our decision.
There's one down there.
Okay, we've decided we're adding more of the cranberries and raisins because we want a good filling in this thing. So yeah, and then we'll start the fun of rolling. Right, okay, do you think I should press them down a wee bit?
Oh wait, hang on, make sure you split them up if you see a lump.
Oh, like lumpies, we don't want lumps, right? We don't want lumps. But should I press them into the dough a wee bit?
Well, there's a quicker way of doing it than
rolling pin. Right, so we're just going to roll that gently into the dough. So I can get rid of that bowl. And then I'm going to switch this around, and then we're going to start
there and there. Or there and there, and we'll have no.
Right, okay.
That person will have nothing.
Oh, we're adding more. We are adding more. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but we're adding a wee bit more so that we can.
In the blank spaces.
The blank spaces.
Don't have blank spaces in baking. What's the point in baking something that's nothing?
So, right. So, as I say, with this recipe,
it's an experiment.
As I say, I've never made this before. If this doesn't work, then tough, but hopefully it's going to taste
Try it again.
No. Right, we're almost at the end of this package.
I'll just empty it.
We'll empty it, You're almost at the end of your package, folks. Empty. There's no point in just keeping a few wee bits and pieces. Just sprinkle it about so that everybody's going to get a nice.
I bet there it's got nothing.
There we go. Right, and then just gently roll that in again.
Very, very gently. Just lean on it a wee bit.
There we go. And then there's going to be the fun. The next bit's going to be fun, folks, because let's see, never having rolled the dough before. So it says tightly, doesn't it? No, let me try it. Right, so I do. It says tightly, doesn't it?
So wait a minute.
So
take it in like that. As close as you can.
As close as I can.
And the same at the corner.
And then just, oh gosh.
It will maybe take two of you guys. It's taking the two of us, but probably because I'm being very, very hesitant. Oh no, I'm not now. I'm getting moving. Oh, don't you dare come out. Just you get back in there, you. Right. Not a chiff. There's one here, folks, that is wanting to escape. Right, and then you roll it this way, and then take it. We've got to cut it, so I'm going to stick the base bit, the bit that was tacked to the board out, or to the work surface. There's another one that's trying to come out. Wait. Ma's going to do her bit. Oh, she's stretching. I don't know if you can see this, guys. But hold on, no, you don't. So she's stretched it over a wee bit. And then what we'll probably end up doing is flipping it so this bit is at the bottom, and we will cut. So right, we're doing that, and we're now going to cut. We're going to, Mum's, do you want a wee bit of butter? Mm-hmm. Excuse me. If in doubt, put a wee bit of butter on it and it should stick, hopefully. Okay, so she's going to now try and stick it that way. Excellent. And I'll get a knife and we will start the cutting process. Mum's going to cut because I've got to get 12 out of this, so she's going to cut. She's actually cut it with the side up, so. Right, okay. So, ooh, she ate these wee escapees. Mm-hmm. She wants the cloth. Do you want that cloth? No. Mm-hmm. Right. I'll come to this side so you can see what she's doing.
So you took 6 out of
6 out of that, yeah. We want them kind of roughly the same size.
I'm going to get 7 out of it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. No, why not cut it in half and then cut it in half and then take 3?
I can't, because I've already cut the piece. Oh. It won't matter. We'll do that on the other side.
It's just going to be trying to fit them into the pan. Okay, so we put them into the pan.
So cut side up?
Cut the side up. So
the others will all be cut side up, top and bottom.
So we're just going to keep doing this until we've filled the pan. Okay, so we've actually got more in than we need. Then we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, we've got 16 in the pan. So I'm now going to brush them again with the rest of the melted butter. And then I'm going to set them to prove for another wee while before they go in the oven. Doesn't tell me how long. It says brush and melt and allow the buns to rise while you wait for the oven to heat. The oven's already heated, so I'm going to give them about an hour, I think, in this, or 3/4 of an hour, and just see how they go, and then put them into the oven. But I'll let you see them before I put them in the oven, friends. Okay, they've been rising for about I would think about an hour and a bit, and I've decided I'm now going to put them in the oven. So we shall see what they look like when they come out. But I'm quite happy with the way they're looking at the moment. Okay, I've made the drizzling icing for or at least I measured. Mum tweaked it together. It's supposed to be orange juice. It's icing, sugar and orange juice. I didn't have any orange juice. I've got tropical juice. So we're going for a slightly tropical vibe with our buns. They're in the oven. So you can see. They haven't risen as much as I would want them to rise, but well, we'll see what they look like when they come out. I'm sure they'll taste beautiful, but we'll see when they come out. Okay, so that's them come out the oven. Now we wonder whether we've put too many in the pan, which is possibly why they're not as big as we think they should be. So all I need to do now is put this over those, and they'll be ready to eat. We'll be using them tonight. One each tonight for our dessert. So we'll do a taste test at that point and let you know what we think. Okay, interesting. The icing is virtually soaked into into them. Oh well, never mind. Maybe it wasn't thick enough, but hey ho. I'm sure it's going to taste delish. But we will, as I say, I'm going to leave them to cool, and then we will test them at our dinner time, and I'll let you know. Right, Dad's trying the bun, which he's dribbled down the front of himself. And spitting half of it out.
Very nice. Nice, cinnamony, crispy and soft.
Well, like it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to try. It's nice. I do like it. Could maybe do with the icing kind of still being on the top rather than sort of having gone inside it, if you know what I mean. But I do like it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know down in the comments if you make cinnamon rolls, and you know what your recipe is like. I would love to know. But until my next video, stay safe, happy reading. Bye.